topic for some folks because they don't experience themselves as having privilege, and there are certain folks who suggest that folks do have privilege. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the privilege I have, and I'm talking about me and describing privilege from the perspective of my own experience. I'm totally comfortable with the idea that I have privilege. I have privilege because I'm able to do what I'm doing right now, talking to you folks. I have privilege because you look at the what's next with Dr. Joel and you go, doctor, and you think things, and that's privilege as far as I'm concerned, and I have those things. So I think about privilege in this way. It's like think about privilege as sort of the width of a road, and if you have a lot of privilege, which I do, it's like a superhighway. If you don't have very much, it's sort of like a small rural road. And so the idea being that privilege allows you flexibility and allows you to do things that people who only have that little road can't do. And so with, as far as I'm concerned, with that privilege then comes responsibility. And so how do I use my privilege? And how do I use the flexibility that I have in the context of that awareness of that privilege? And so privilege that can somehow enrich my life and perhaps the lives of people around me. And I struggle with that a little bit because I don't want to suggest that I would know what enriches the lives of people around me, but I can certainly have that intention. And then it's not then I'm not suggesting that I actually know, and I'm not suggesting that it's a defined thing. So then it becomes a possibility. And so a privilege with awareness and responsibility then creates all kinds of possibilities for change, and change in the context of whatever the things that people happen to stand for. For me, one of the things that I stand for is community and connection with others, and the value of these interactions, and the how important each of us is, and what we all bring to the world and our lives and our experience, and that by cultivating community, you're moving to this territory of infinite possibilities, which is a thing that there's like, you move to territories of cultivated community, and then there's like everything becomes possible, and it's just this perpetual thing. So like, it reminds me of like a pumpkin, for example, being that it's October. If you take two pumpkin seeds, which is generally 2 or 3 pumpkin seeds is generally what you plant when you plant a pumpkin. 2 or 3 pumpkin seeds, put them in the ground, and if they're good seeds and it's good ground, that is going to turn into a plant that is generally 20 feet in every direction, and 4 or 5 different of those directions, each with numerous plants on those vines. And each one of those plants, not plants, fruit, is going to create hundreds and hundreds of pumpkin seeds. And so you've planted 3, right? And then you're going to get back, I don't know, 1,000 seeds. And then each one of those can then again do that again. And so that's how the earth works. It's like, oh, you get a little back, you're going to get way more than you gave back over and over again. That's what always happens. It's like, I mean, think about it like a maple tree, for example. Anybody have a maple tree around where they live? You know how many seeds fall out of that bad boy? So it's just like this. It's like nature goes, nature doesn't go, oh, I'll give you one and see what you do with that. No. Nature's like, and you get anything you plant, and you plant potatoes, you take a potato and you cut it up. You have a reasonable sized potato. You can cut that up into like 8 seed potatoes. Put that 1 seed potato in the ground. You're going to get like 15 potatoes out of that. And that was so, and I don't know, I'm not good with math, but like, you had 8 seed potatoes, 8 times 15 from 1 potato is what you get. It's just like, so that's something that I stand for in terms of community. So I have the privilege to plant potatoes, and actually do plant potatoes, but I have the privilege to participate in that kind of creation of abundance. And so I have that's part of my privilege, part of my responsibility. And so that's how I turn that privilege into something that I hope will be useful. So anyway, that's a little idea about privilege, and about what it looks like and how it works, and how we can use it to do really cool things. Hope that's useful, and that's it for today. I hope everybody's having a great day. I will be here again tomorrow.